Right then, welcome back to another YouTube video. This one's going to be a little sit down prep update. I feel like we're kind of just over the halfway point now, so I felt the need to update you all of what's going on, because so far you've had, training, nutrition, physique updates and stuff, but I haven't actually given my thoughts or given you an insight onto what's going on or what's happened and the plan going forward. So decaf, black coffee going in, all exciting. I cut out almond milk and stuff last week, 2 weeks ago. Even though I'm just adding a drop in, I felt the need to just take it out and just have black coffee. So that's what we're running off at the moment. No caffeine. Already had my caffeine for today. Already had espresso in the morning, CV burn from JP before cardio. That was the first lot of caffeine that went in, and then had a pre-workout today as well, because we trained push. Trained push with Luke today. He's starting his off season pretty much today, and I'm in the middle of prep, so we thought it'd be good to get a few sessions done in the coming weeks and get him off to a good start. So had a pre-workout today, which I don't usually do. Usually my pre-workout is just an espresso, so that kicked my arse into gear, which was good. I've got the computer here today as well, because I just want to go through a few numbers with you and just give you a bit of an insight into stuff that we're tracking, which Luke has set out on our sheets that we use, and just really just show you how where we've gone, where we started from, where we are now, what body weight's done, blood pressure and stuff, and how we're just going to run into show and what the plan is. So let me just get this up first. Probably should have done this before I pressed record, but we are recording now. Meals so far today. I've had 2 meals so far. It's currently 2 o'clock. So after this video, I'm going to go and eat again and get my 3rd meal in. I had a meal of oats, pretty much 2 meals of oats of the same kind of thing. Oats is now 75 gram. And pre-workout is 75 gram of oats, 50 grams of whey, and that's it. And then I put some frozen berries on and stuff, like cherries or raspberries. And then post-workout, 75 grams of oats, 1 scoop of whey, and some raspberries. So that's all I've had today. So I'm pretty hungry, to be honest. Trying to just drink water and black coffee, decaf. I probably will have a Monster with my next meal. And that'll be my last bit of caffeine for today, and then we'll shut off and wind down. I'm sleeping quite well at the moment, to be honest. Actually better than I have ever been. My sleep scores are now around the high 70s, low 80s, which is really good for me. Normally I'm low 70s in the off season, which I was before when weight was higher. I think obviously since losing a lot of weight, body fat being reduced, sleeping's just got much better. So that's where we're at the moment. So these are the sheets. I'm just going to show you a glance, but these are sheets that we're using at the moment with all our data in. This is just prep. So I'm going to run through a few numbers with you and just give you an update of what's going on. So body weight. We started body weight 123.8 kilo. We're now 8 weeks out. So what's that? I'm not good at maths. But I mean, we started 21 weeks out, I think we were, when we started prep. So that's 21 weeks out, 123 kilo. And we kind of, each and every week, we've dropped about 1 kilo to 2 kilo of body weight every week, which is still happening to this day, to this week. So And now, this morning I weighed in at my lowest weight this prep, which was 107.3. So that's where we are right now. As you can probably tell, probably from the last video, maybe not, maybe a few videos, I feel like this week my face has definitely started to, well, not started, it's definitely come in. I'm definitely starting to lose considerable amounts of body fat. I think at this point now is where we need to, you know, switch up a notch, or change gear into that 6th gear, where I think, you know, to be brutally honest, I think for the last so many weeks, I lost count, to be honest, but probably since we started in June, July. When did we start? There's actually dates on here, so I can actually tell you. January, February, March, April, May. So we started in June. 27th of June was our start date, and it's now, what's the date today? My head is gone. Prep brain. September. 12th of September today, and 107.3. So that's where we're at. Steps, 12,000 at the moment, and that's been consistent for the last 5 or 6 weeks. We haven't had, you know, any need to change output towards steps, just because body weight's dropping nicely, and there's no point changing the plan or increasing steps because body weight's just dropping nicely. We want to keep things, you know, fairly average across the board. We don't want to really push things too hard too soon. Like I said, going back to what I was saying before, I feel like up till now, it's been, you know, pretty much cruise control, to be brutally honest. I know heard people say prep, the whole of prep is really hard and everyone should struggle, and that's, to be honest, what I was expecting. But I'm sitting here 8 weeks out, probably feeling the best I've felt in a very, very long time, mentally, physically. I just feel very content of where we're at and what the plan is moving forward and what we need to do, and where my body is at the moment in terms of condition, and the tissue that we've held on to. I just feel in a very good place, and which I'm very excited to push on and keep going through this prep the same way. So yeah, I feel like next week, I know I've had the updates from Luke, which was my check-in on Saturday. I know that the plan is changing next Saturday, so I'm prepared for that. I know what to expect. Calories getting dropped. I'm sure I'll update you on a video next week, probably, and give you an insight into what is actually going on, but just to give you a brief overview. Calories getting dropped again. Calories haven't dropped in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So we've had pretty much 6 weeks cruising on the same food, the same steps, the same cardio. Training's the same anyway. That training doesn't change at all from off season to prep. The movements stay exactly the same. You're just looking at different loads and doing a bit more different volume, you know, different training style, but the initial part of training doesn't change. The intensity doesn't change at all. Still giving it, you know, 100%. I'm just leaving kind of like a 1 to 2 rep in reserve, which I feel pretty comfortable at right now. But yeah, the plan hasn't changed in 6 weeks, but body weight is still dropped every single week. By, you know, at the start of the end of last week. Yeah, the end of last week I was 110. Then I was 109, 107 this morning. Week before the 110, I was 112, then 112.8, 114.7, 115.4, 116.5. So it's, you know, it's dropping very well. And obviously in the week I'm getting different readings of like a kilo to 2 kilo difference and stuff, and we're getting an average out the week, which is what what is shown on here, so Luke can have an average of and see how we're going on that front. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a bit of a change, to be honest, and see how I deal with the drop in calories again, because I'm not gonna lie, I am hungry. To give you an insight, the calories that we were starting prep on when I was 123, 124 kilo, or even in the off season, when I got up to my peak weight of 127, 128 kilo, my rest day calories, mainly one rest day out of the week, I was on 6,000 calories. My rest day now is 2,960. So a fairly significant drop in calories. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I am hungry, but that just comes with prep. That's an obvious thing to think about, because I am in a deficit. I'm doing more and eating less, so the body's obviously going to want more food, because I'm doing more output. So that's how I think about it. And there's a reason why I'm hungry, because we're trying to burn body fat. So that's not an issue. I'm fine. Honestly, I quite like being hungry right now, because of the many years that I've been pushing food. So many years of being in a surplus of calories, and towards the back end of the growing phase, force feeding myself every single day, not feeling hungry for any meal at all, going to bed with a full stomach, waking up with a full stomach, being full during this training session, finishing the training session, not wanting to eat, but still having obviously to start the day again and start meals again, and just trying to get the food down. So to be honest, it's nice to have a break of food. It's nice to finish a meal within 5 minutes instead of half an hour, 40 minutes. So I'm enjoying that. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I am hungry. That's what it is. Moving on to some blood glucose, blood pressure readings, so health markers, which we're running. We've been tracking these since I started with Luke, so the last 2 and a bit years. So blood glucose, to give you an idea, when we started, when I was 123 kilo, my blood glucose was averaging about 4.1, which is actually still pretty good. And now 107, 100, let's do last week, 109 kilo, 4.1. So it's been very consistent throughout, and that hasn't really changed. The one that has changed though is blood pressure. So when I was 123 kilo when we started, blood pressure was probably averaging about 140 over 60. So 140 over 60 was where my blood pressure was, and obviously that, as body weight dropped, the blood pressure dropped as well. And now we're looking at really good scores at 107 kilo, or probably about 127, 120 over 55, which is good. For the body weight I am and the size I'm still carrying, I think that's pretty good, and there's no issues there. Resting heart rate is down to 49, and when we started, when I was 123, it was resting heart rate is about 58. So we're in a nice healthy spot right now, and it's nice. I keep saying to give the body a break, which I feel like that's the mindset I've had throughout prep. It's kind of a break from the heavy training, putting so much stress on joints and tendons when I was trying to lift those, or lifting those heavy loads every single week, and trying to progress every single week with load or with reps. And now it's dropping weight a bit in the gym and focusing on pump and squeeze. So it's nice to have a break off there for joints. Again, food, giving the digestive system a break as well, not having to churn through so many calories, and you know, my digestion has always been pretty good, even through the off season, and now it's just like, I feel like I can digest a meal in 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm hungry. It doesn't, you know, no meal, there isn't a meal at the moment that touches the sides. It feels like I'm eating air every single meal I have, but that is what it is. What else? Obviously sleep got better, so yeah, I just generally feel like I'm in a very good place right now with prep, and I'm trying not to see it as like, obviously everyone puts the name tag on prep as prep, and everyone looks at that as suffering, and you need to suffer if you want to be good and you want to come in the right condition and all that. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna expect to feel it a bit, probably 4 to 5 weeks out of show, because you're running on nothing really, and you're still doing the maximum amount of output you can to not put yourself in too much fatigue, but still trying to get that condition. So, you know, that's what I'm expecting. But now we're kind of still cruising. Even next week when the calories drop, it's still going to be the same, pretty much. I know what needs to be done, and this is, you know, this is my choice. This is my choice to compete. It's my choice to go through this. You know, I can, if I wanted to, I can back out at any time, but obviously we're not going to do that. But I could easily, if I was saying it's too hard or whatever. You know, there's no reason to complain. There's no reason to, complain. There's no reason to. It's your choice, and it's down to you at the end of the day. So, plan moving forward. I've kind of talked about what we've done. You know, we dropped about 14, 15 kilo so far. Spoke to Luke today, I'm probably going to drop another 6 to 7 kilo over the next 8 weeks. Going forward, like I said, next week is a bit of a change in calories with a bit of a drop, and then I think as I remember rightly, we've got a refeed at 6 weeks out, so that's in 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll dig for a bit more until we get down to about 2 weeks out, and I think then we're gonna have another refeed then, and then we'll be down to show day, where it's just carbing up and trying to work out how many grams of carbs I need for show day, and taking that over a few days, you know, 2 to 3 days pre show day, and just carbing up and putting the food in and letting the body soak it up, and there we go. That's kind of it. So it's very simple. I think the reason it's simple is me and Luke work well together, in terms of we both understand what needs to be done, and I thrive off kind of having everything laid out for me and just being able to follow it. I'm very good at following things, and if someone says, I think it stems from my chefing. When I was, obviously been doing chefing for about 8 or 9 years, and you go into a restaurant or a kitchen and you have to follow a spec, which is like, you could say it's a recipe book, but it's got all their recipes for the dishes that they do, and if you're going in pretty new, you have to scan over it, and any dish that you want to make or any prep that needs doing, you go out of that spec book and you follow it to a T. So I think through the years of being a chef and doing all that, I think it's just honed into my, being burnt into my brain that following a spec or following something, I'm very good at doing that. And that's what I like to do with this as well. So, all I have to do is just execute the plan that Luke sets, and, all the stress is taken off me, which is, one of the biggest benefits of having Luke or having a coach, especially in prep when it does get a bit harder, when a few weeks out, you're going to want a second pair of eyes, or just someone doing the work behind the scenes and just sending you stuff over and you just ticking boxes. and that's what we're doing, and that's what I have done throughout the whole off season, throughout prep. Of just tick boxes and just make sure everything that Luke sets is ticked off, and that's all I need to do. As long as that's done, I know that progression is on the cards, and that's it. So that's kind of the plan for the next 8 weeks, and there's not really much else I can talk about, to be honest. I think that's kind of it. I think I've covered a lot, giving you an insight of what we've done, where my head's at now, and then what's to come in the next few weeks. So, you know, I'm looking very much, as the days go on and the weeks go on, I'm very much looking forward to just standing on stage. You know, I think for me, all I want to do is stand next to someone, stand next to a group of lads who are the same height or similar height as me, and just see where I stand, because it's very easy to, you know, take progress pictures in the posing room and put them on social, and everyone says, oh yeah, you look in class and looking really good and coming in really well, but it's only when you stand next to someone on a stage where you're open to everyone, you know, and everyone can pick out your weaknesses or your strengths. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and getting the pictures back and looking at what I need to do to improve. And that's the reason, you know, we compete, is to go get feedback and work on it again, and go back next year and bring a better package. So this is only the start. This is only the first of many, you could say. Obviously, I'm going no other than to win. That's obviously my goal, and has been since I was 17, was to go and win a show. And, you know, obviously I want a class win and an overall. Doesn't everyone who wants to compete? So that's obviously the main goal, and I feel I do feel confident as the weeks go on, and I see my shape come out and condition get better. I do feel confident. I don't think I would be doing it if I didn't feel confident within myself that I could pull through and take a win. But, you know, it's all a big experience. It's something that I want to experience, and have done for many years. So definitely looking forward to it. The adrenaline is building each week, so I'm looking, yeah, it's gonna be good. But I'm gonna leave it there. In 22 minutes of me talking, you're probably sick of me, so finish that. I'm gonna go and eat now, I think, or I might save it till about 3 o'clock. So I'll wait about half an hour and go and eat. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you haven't as well, if you want daily updates of physique training, go on to my Instagram, henry.taylor, and you'll be able to get, you know, I'm trying to post at the moment twice a day, or once or twice a day, at least once a day, and have done for a few years. So if you want daily updates, training footage, posing, weekly check-ins, they're all on there, and obviously some other stuff. And I feel stories every day, and, you know, give an insight of what my thought process is for the day and stuff. So if you want to see that, head over to there. If not, you don't want to, that's fine. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and you'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.